There will be trouble if they find you here.
Lady, the whole world is full of trouble.
Hell is for Heroes, 1962, is one of the most overlooked war films of its era. Behind its modest scale lie hidden facts that reveal just how groundbreaking it really was. Fact 1.
You second squad?
Yeah.
Steve McQueen starred as Reese, a troubled but skilled soldier. His performance brought intensity to the film. McQueen was already gaining fame for his cool, rebellious persona. This role fit his image perfectly. He delivered one of his grittiest performances. Reese was both heroic and unstable. The duality made him compelling to watch. McQueen's acting added depth to the small-scale story. His energy drove the movie forward. Audiences connected to his raw toughness. Critics later praised it as one of his underrated roles. The film highlighted his ability to carry darker characters. McQueen gave the movie its edge. His presence kept the tension alive. But if McQueen provided star power, the director shaped the film's harsh tone. Fact 2.
What do we have here?
The movie was directed by Don Siegel. He later became famous for Dirty Harry. Siegel's style was tight and no nonsense. He focused on realism over glamour. The combat scenes were stripped down and raw. He emphasized character tension as much as action. The movie felt closer to a character study than a spectacle. Siegel avoided big set pieces, keeping it intimate. This gave the film authenticity. Soldiers looked exhausted and vulnerable. Dialogue revealed as much as gunfire. Siegel's direction made the story brutally honest. His approach influenced later war films. He proved a small unit story could be powerful. But while Siegel kept things realistic, the supporting cast gave the film surprising variety. Fact 3.
You new man, maybe you got new ideas, huh?
The cast featured James Coburn, Bobby Darin, and Fess Parker. Each actor added a different flavor to the story. James Coburn played a mechanic-like character with toughness. Bobby Darin brought charisma as a smart-mouthed soldier. Fess Parker provided a steadier presence. Their differences created believable tension in the group. The ensemble felt like real men thrown together. Each actor gave strong, grounded performances. They balanced McQueen's brooding energy. The group dynamic gave the story texture. Viewers felt the unit's fragility. Their chemistry became one of the film's strengths. Even small roles carried weight. The cast elevated a modest script. But if the actors gave the film power, the story itself made it stand out. Fact 4.
Funny thing, we strung 3 wires, we got 4 now. Look.
The story followed a small American squad in France. They were tasked with holding a vulnerable front line. Outnumbered and undersupplied, they faced overwhelming odds. The movie avoided big patriotic speeches. Instead, it showed fear and doubt among soldiers. Their survival depended on deception and courage. The focus was on endurance, not victory. Death was sudden and brutal. Every bullet carried consequences. The realism shocked audiences at the time. It didn't romanticize combat. The movie showed war as dirty and exhausting. This gave it a timeless quality. Its authenticity made it unique. But realism wasn't the only challenge. Production troubles also loomed. Fact 5. The movie was made on a small budget. Paramount couldn't afford grand battles. Sets were limited and reused carefully. Clever direction made the film feel bigger. Siegel relied on close-ups and shadows. The budget forced creative choices. Fewer explosions meant more focus on dialogue. Soldiers often fought unseen enemies. This gave the film suspense. Audiences imagined battles instead of seeing them. The lack of spectacle added tension. The budgetary limits turned into strengths. The film became a study of survival. Its small scale gave it intensity. But while budget was tight, the movie still achieved technical authenticity. Fact 6.
Here I am. I don't know what's right. I don't know.
The production used authentic World War II era weapons. The M1 Garand rifles and Thompson submachine guns were real. Blank ammunition gave the battles explosive realism. Actors had to train to handle them properly. The weight of the guns added to the gritty feel. Steve McQueen, already a gun enthusiast, enjoyed the authenticity. He insisted on handling his own weapons in most scenes. The firing sequences looked and sounded genuine. The rifles kicked back with surprising force. Extras sometimes struggled with recoil. The smoke and noise overwhelmed the set. This realism put viewers right into the action. It was one of the film's strongest assets. The weapons gave the movie credibility. But while the arsenal impressed, the filming location added even more challenges. Fact 7. The movie was filmed in California, not Europe. Sets were built to resemble war-torn France. The production used a deserted army training ground. Barricades and trenches were constructed by hand. The dusty terrain added a bleak atmosphere. Filming in the heat wore out cast and crew. The realism of the location made scenes look harsh. Director Don Siegel wanted it to feel authentic. Explosions were set off in real dirt mounds. Actors stumbled through genuine debris. The environment made the story feel raw. Everything looked stripped down and desperate. The setting reinforced the theme of survival. It lacked glamour but delivered impact. But while the locations worked, the cast faced its own struggles off camera. Fact 8. Behind the scenes, tension sometimes ran high. Steve McQueen was notorious for his intensity. He often clashed with co-stars and crew. Bobby Darin, a singer-turned-actor, felt out of place at times. Some believed McQueen resented Darin's popularity. James Coburn played peacekeeper between arguments. Despite conflicts, they worked well on screen. Their tensions sometimes fueled realism in the performances. McQueen's brooding style contrasted with Darin's charisma. Director Don Siegel had to manage egos carefully. He kept the focus on the story. The clashes never derailed production. In fact, they may have improved the film's edge. The unease gave the squad's dynamic believability. But if personal drama lingered, the film's release created an even bigger storm. Fact 9. When the film premiered, audiences were surprised. They expected a typical patriotic war movie. Instead, they got something darker and grittier. Critics were divided about its tone. Some praised its realism and honesty. Others thought it was too bleak for mainstream audiences. The box office returns were modest. It wasn't considered a major success at first, yet word of mouth kept it alive. Soldiers and veterans respected its truthfulness. Over the years, it gained more respect. Modern critics rank it among McQueen's best works. Its reputation grew with time. Today, it is seen as an overlooked gem. Its gritty realism aged well. But while audiences eventually embraced it, the legacy of the film holds even deeper surprises. Fact 10.
They're bound to send a patrol up here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Over decades, the film developed cult status. Fans appreciated its stripped-down style. Film scholars highlighted its raw authenticity. McQueen's performance became a favorite among enthusiasts. Don Siegel's direction was re-evaluated as brilliant. The movie influenced later war dramas. It inspired more grounded portrayals of combat. Directors admired its courage to be unglamorous. The small scale became its strength. Younger audiences rediscovered it on television. Home video and DVD kept it alive. Its reputation continues to grow worldwide. Critics now call it one of the most underrated war films. Its dark tone feels timeless. Its legacy still matters today. But while the film became a cult classic, there were still 10 more hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. Fact 11.
We're going back on the line.
Back to the line.
During filming, Steve McQueen's reputation was already legendary. He had a strong interest in military roles. His tough persona matched the gritty tone of the movie. McQueen often isolated himself from the cast. He preferred to stay in character, even off camera. This gave his performance extra intensity. Some saw him as difficult to work with. Others admired his dedication. He had already starred in The Magnificent Seven. Audiences expected him to dominate. His role in Hell is for Heroes proved his versatility. He showed vulnerability beneath toughness. The film further cemented his rise in Hollywood. McQueen's performance became its beating heart. But if McQueen dominated the screen, the script itself gave him plenty of material. Fact 12. The script was written by Robert Pirosh. He had also penned Battleground, Another gritty World War II film. Pirosh was known for his realism. He avoided melodrama and focused on detail. The dialogue in Hell is for Heroes felt natural. Soldiers spoke in clipped, authentic exchanges. There were no heroic speeches or cliches. Instead, the tension built from quiet moments. Characters revealed themselves under stress. The story was smaller but sharper. Its focus was psychological as much as physical. Pirosh believed truth was more powerful than spectacle. His writing gave the actors depth to work with. It made the film unique for its era. But while the script gave power, the editing created its relentless pace. Fact 13. The editing was sharp and economical. Every scene pushed the tension forward. There were no wasted moments. Battle sequences were cut for maximum impact. Quick edits simulated confusion under fire. Long silences emphasized waiting and fear. The rhythm of the film was deliberate. It kept audiences on edge. The pacing mirrored the soldiers' exhaustion. Sudden cuts made death shocking. The style influenced later war films. Many praised its minimalistic approach. The editing made the movie feel urgent. It worked hand in hand with the direction. Without its pacing, the film would lose power. But if editing built suspense, the sound design pulled viewers even deeper. Fact 14. Sound played a huge role in the film's tension. Gunfire cracked with startling sharpness. Explosions rattled the set. Silence often hung heavier than noise. The quiet before ambushes was terrifying. The sound of boots in dirt echoed with dread. Soldiers whispered through tense moments. Even background noise felt authentic. The sound team wanted immersion. They avoided Hollywood exaggeration. Everything was grounded in realism. The audio created suspense in every scene. Audiences felt present in the trenches. The sound became another character in the movie. But while sound haunted viewers, the music gave the film a unique edge. Fact 15. The score was composed by Leonard Rosenman. He was known for dramatic and unconventional music. His approach here was restrained. The music underscored tension rather than overwhelm it. Rosenman used sparse instrumentation. The cues emphasized dread and survival. His music felt grim and unsettling. It avoided romanticizing war. The score blended into the film's realism. Critics later praised its subtle power. Rosenman gave the story an extra layer of darkness. His music kept audiences uneasy. The soundtrack matched the stripped-down visuals. It became an unsung strength of the film. But while music added weight, the costumes carried their own authenticity. Fact 16. The soldiers' uniforms were authentic reproductions. Wardrobe designers studied World War II gear closely. Helmets, boots, and fatigues looked worn and dirty. Details like patches were carefully included. The clothes looked lived in, not fresh. Soldiers appeared exhausted through wardrobe choices. Sweat stains were added for realism. Weapon straps and belts were period correct. Uniforms limited movement, just like real combat gear. The attention to detail impressed veterans. Nothing looked glamorous or polished. The costumes reinforced the film's tone. They made the actors feel like real soldiers. Viewers believed what they saw. Wardrobe added immersion without distraction. But while costumes looked real, the production faced real-life danger during filming. Fact 17. Explosions were staged close to the actors. Safety standards were looser in the 1960s. Cast members sometimes felt genuine fear. Dirt and debris flew into their faces. Some weapons misfired during takes. The set was often chaotic. McQueen insisted on doing many of his own stunts. This increased risk during action scenes. Extras were occasionally bruised. Smoke inhalation made actors cough. The dangers added authenticity. The cast endured minor injuries throughout production. Their exhaustion sometimes came from reality. The line between performance and survival blurred. The risks gave the film raw energy. But beyond danger, the film also carried hidden politics from Hollywood. Fact 18. The film was released in 1962 during Cold War tension. Audiences were sensitive to portrayals of the military. Studios wanted to balance realism with patriotism. Some executives feared the film was too bleak. They worried it would anger veterans. Paramount took a gamble by releasing it anyway. The honesty set it apart from propaganda films. Its lack of glamour divided opinion. Some praised it, others criticized it. The Cold War backdrop influenced reception. The studio wanted to show toughness without controversy. The balance was tricky but effective. The politics shaped how it was marketed. It was sold as gritty, not heroic. But while politics shaped its release, time gave it redemption. Fact 19. The movie grew in reputation after its release. Television reruns introduced it to new audiences. Home video gave it another life. Scholars re-evaluated its impact. Critics highlighted its authenticity. Fans embraced it as a lost gem. McQueen's star power brought fresh viewers. Siegel's reputation boosted interest later. His success with Dirty Harry made people revisit earlier work. The movie's realism aged well. Modern viewers appreciate its honesty. Veterans continued to respect it. Rediscovery cemented its cult status. Its influence became clearer over decades. The film gained the recognition it deserved. But while Rediscovery revived its image, its influence stretched even further. Fact 20. Hell is for Heroes influenced countless war films after it. Its stripped-down approach became a model. Later movies borrowed its realism. Directors admired its courage to avoid glamour. The film proved small stories could carry big impact. McQueen's role inspired darker soldier portrayals. Siegel's tight direction became iconic. The film influenced Vietnam-era movies with its bleakness. Its honesty resonated with future generations. Scholars called it ahead of its time. It blended grit with humanity. Its influence reached far beyond its modest release. Many modern war films owe it a debt. The movie remains a hidden milestone. Its truth still hits hard today. And that's why Hell is for Heroes deserves to be remembered as one of the grittiest war films ever made.